I'm down after you. Come on, let's go to the center. Everybody towards the center here. Get on the steps in the center. Yeah, please ask some more people to come up. Ask your friends to come up. Eileen, come up here. Fill in. Everybody else, get close so you can hear. Right here. Yeah, fill in. Big circle. Big circle. Come on up. Hey, need a few more people on that side. Yeah, that's right. Come on. That's awesome. Looking good. Be fair to those who care. Be fair to those who care.
Be fair to those who care. Be fair to those who care. Be fair to those who care. Be fair to those who care. Be fair to those who care. Be fair to those who care. Be fair to those who care. Be fair to those who care.
What do we want? Save staffing. When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
Save staffing.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Save staffing.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Save staffing.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Save staffing.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Save
When
staffing.
do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Save staffing.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Save
solidarity with us. The new contract we are working to achieve is for all of us. It is for the RNs, but it's really about our patients and our community, so we can have adequate staff to ensure our patients consistently receive highest standard of care and compassion in the region. My name is Jimmy Romanelli. I'm a registered nurse at Geisinger Wyoming Valley, and I'm a proud member of the GWB RN Bargaining Committee. I live here in Northeast Pennsylvania. I've worked at GWB for almost 10 years, started as a unit desk clerk. I then became a nurse's aide. I transitioned into a licensed practical nurse. I was an LPN for over 5 years. 3 out of the 5 were spent in med-surg at Geisinger South. The remaining 2 years I worked as an LPN in the ICU. And in 2023, I transitioned to an RN and stayed in the ICU. I recently transferred to the Henry Cancer Center at Geisinger Wyoming Valley. Today, we are going to be hearing from fellow RNs on our bargaining committee, from other union and community leaders, and 2 workers from Kaiser. This merger took place as a strategic initiative to expand operations on a normal level without limit to Pennsylvania. I can just say, as RNs, we came into negotiations excited to work with Geisinger to be a national leader. We want to be a leader on quality care, a strong and reliable workforce of RNs, happy RNs who want to stay at our hospital and have the safest and most secure hospital. But sadly, nothing that GWB leadership team has proposed makes us a national leader. Nothing makes us a state leader. They don't even seem to want us to be a leader in the region. And that's why we're out here today. I wish we didn't have to be out here in the cold, but Geisinger's not stepping up to invest in their RNs. They are currently building a new critical care tower
Trevino. I am born and raised in Northeast PA. I have been a nurse at Geisinger Wyoming Valley.
Hold on, hold it up.
Close to my face.
There you
Sorry
go.
about that. I've been a nurse at Geisinger Wyoming Valley, Geisinger Salisbury since for 15 years now, actually. I like to say I was a nurse from birth. I was raised by one of the toughest OB nurses ever. So now we're looking at 75 years of nursing care in Northeast PA. So my background is in emergency. I currently work in Community Care Plus, which is basically a freestanding emergency room. I have a lot of other experience in nursing. I've worked in everything from leadership to peri-op to med surg, you name it. I've done a lot of things. Most of them are. So in 2024, Risant in California, which is a product of Kaiser Permanente, acquired Geisinger Health System. They have agreed, promised, and guaranteed to put in $3 to $5 billion into our health system. Everything, and actually they put it in and as if we see fit. So everything from expansion to innovation to whatever we need that capital to go towards. They also acquired Cone in North Carolina, which ironically I worked in the emergency room down there a couple of years ago. So that's pretty cool. So I was pretty excited with Kaiser coming, Risant from California. They're a big health system. They're pretty successful. They are very well known. They give great quality care, and their nurses are very happy with the work and their employment with Kaiser. We have some current issues with our current employer with Geisinger. We have at least 300 open positions. Some of them have been open for years, some of them 5, 6 years. And with it, the nurses that have managed to stay in those departments, specifically like IR and cath lab, got to give them credit. They put in hundreds and hundreds of hours a year just in call, and they get called in all the time. We also have a very heavy reliance on internal travelers. So initially when COVID came, we were using external travel, and then Geisinger realized the benefit of starting their own travel, internal travel, which we started. And when the committee and I did some numbers, we figured out that they're spending somewhere around $80 million a year just on the travelers, right? So we came into negotiations in November. Things, as negotiations, it's not my first rodeo. I've been through it before. But things have started to break down. Some of the things that we're having issues with is they are getting rid of our extended PTO. So our extended PTO is basically a sick time thing. It's not PTO. We're not going on vacation, anything like that. It is for when we're sick, when we're hurt, when we, develop some of these conditions that pop up in Northeast PA. I've got a lot of friends that have cancer that are nurses that still continue to work. They're getting rid of our personal days. They've offered us very minimal raises, and they've actually split us into groups, which puts a huge divide in between what some of the nurses would receive as a raise compared to others. And it's very biased. Clearly, the people that were putting that together did not look into the different departments that they were putting into the groups. Also, the increased cost of healthcare for us, we found out, is really a lot compared to a lot of what other Geisinger customers pay. So we're in a situation now where we're paying a lot for healthcare and we can't afford to use it. And let's face it, we are around the sickest people. We're around flu, we're around COVID, we're around all of it, and we get it. We live here in an area that has a higher cancer rate. Nurses are known to have, as a profession, the highest back injury rate, and we can't afford to use our health care. So what we're looking for is fair pay for all of the RNs, not just some of the RNs. All of the RNs, regardless whether you're new, whether you've been here a few years, or whether you're at the more senior end of your career. We need appropriate staffing that will help alleviate some of the holes that we have in schedules and some of the call that people are having to do. I talked to a nurse the other day who said that she, in the last year, has done 300 hours of call. The way that I figured, or no, I'm sorry, it was more than that. It equals out to 300 8-hour shifts of call. 300 8-hour shifts of call she has done. And the departments that have call, a lot of them, they get called in. So it's not like they're just getting paid to hang out at home. They're actually getting called in. They're coming in at 3 o'clock in the morning. They're working until 6. They're napping in their car and coming back in because they just can't even fill those holes in those departments. We're also looking to be safe at work. We need to be safe in our departments. We need to be safe on property. We need our patients and their families to be safe. Let's face it, we're in a totally different time frame, 2025. It's very different than it was 10 or even 20 years ago. It's not a safe environment, no matter where you're at. People are stressed out, sick people, families, it can get pretty dicey. So, in closing, I'd like to say that investing in RNs, it's about fairness. It's what strengthens the entire healthcare community. And it starts by the foundation with the nurses who actually uphold it. We're looking to you, we're looking to our coworkers and the community to stand with us so that Northeast PA has the highest quality of healthcare and nursing that it deserves. Thank you.
Everybody move back. Everybody move back.
Except you.
All right, we're all going to move back closer so we can get the speaker. So everybody move forward, and folks on the steps kind of go back into the side a little bit so the speaker, this side of the room, maybe shift that way. The speakers are right there. Go to that side.
Get out from behind. Fine. Fine.
Back on track. Give it time.
Before we continue, I just want to give a shout out to DJ Donnie and DJ Evan for being here with us today.
Wow, Jimmy. Loud.
Thank you, Lynn. Now let's hear from Sabrina, a nurse from 5 East on the GWV RN bargaining committee.
Hi, I'm Sabrina. As Jimmy said, I work on 5 East or Trauma 5 at GWV. I am new to nursing and a lot has shocked me. I am shocked by how exhausted I am after a single shift. I am shocked by how fulfilled I feel by this career even on my worst day. But I'm also shocked by the turnover. I'm shocked by the constant churn of nurses. I'm shocked by how often new nurses are expected to train other new nurses while still developing into their practice. This is my first time being a negotiating committee member, and I'm shocked that Geisinger doesn't seem to be focused on retention or recruitment. As I said, I'm a newer nurse. The kindness, patience, and understanding shown by my mother's nurses during an ICU stay a few years ago was the catalyst that pushed me into this career. I wanted to bring a sense of calm and safety to my community, even on their worst day, just as those nurses had for me. And working at GWV, I have the privilege to do just that. Yet I, like many of my peers, have to constantly weigh the option of leaving Geisinger in order to afford the basics like food and healthcare. We know that more than a third of our registered nurses have less than 2 years of experience. This needs to change. It seems obvious, at least to everyone here, that we need to invest more and not less to break this cycle of turnover. Instead, executives are relying on travelers to fill gaps, paying them more than double what most of our nurses make. We've also learned that they offer the same healthcare to those travelers for 2/3 less than what we are all paying. This isn't right. Travelers should be for emergencies or unique circumstances, not in place of a regular workforce, not in place of fairly compensating your local RNs. Why not just invest in the RNs we have to retain them, increasing pay and improving our benefits to attract and recruit more of us? Like much of this community, I desperately need affordable health care. A single one of my medications, one that merely helps to slow the progression of a chronic disease I have, just enough for me to function day to day, carries a $1,500 monthly copay. Mine is not a unique experience. We have nurses paying $700 monthly premiums, carrying $4,000 deductibles on top of numerous other out-of-pocket expenses. We have nurses on payment plans in debt for thousands of dollars to their employer. We dedicate our lives to providing safe, quality healthcare. Nurses and our families should be able to afford the same. It's past time for Geisinger to hear our voices and invest in nurses.
Thank you, Sabrina. Zach, do we know if Jennifer?
She's right there.
Oh.
Right there.
Now I would like to welcome to speak the president of another group of Geisinger RNs in the northeastern Pennsylvania, Jennifer Huber. She is the chapter president at Geisinger Community Medical Center in Scranton.
Thank you. Good evening. As he said, I'm Jen Huber. I'm president of NEPNA at Geisinger Community Medical Center in Scranton. I stand here today as an ally to the hardworking nurses who keep this nation healthy. Nurses are the backbone of the healthcare system, working long hours, sacrificing time to their families, and showing up every day with compassion and resilience. Yet, too often, we are overworked, underpaid, and undervalued. This needs to stop now. I'm here today to stand with you and fight for fair wages, for better working conditions, for the respect that you deserve. Negotiating a fair contract isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about recognizing the worth of those who dedicate their lives to caring for others. It's about making sure hospitals and healthcare systems put people before profits. When nurses thrive, patients receive better care. When nurses are respected, our entire healthcare system grows stronger. And when unions stand together, real change happens. So to every nurse here today, keep fighting. Stand strong, and I am with you. This country is with you. And we will not stop until you get the fairness and the dignity and the respect we all deserve. Thank you.
Union power. When I say union, you say power. Union. 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 All right.
Thanks, Jennifer. We are proud to have many union nurses in Northeast Pennsylvania. Let's give a shout out to the union RNs in the area. I know we have with us today Geisinger CMC, nurses from Wilkes-Barre General Hospital who are with PA SNAP and are bargaining now as well for a new contract. We have regional Scranton RNs and other hospital workers there who are with SEIU Healthcare PA who are also in a fight for their future. We have our fellow LPNs and techs here at GWV with us today as well. We have SEIU members from Pocono Medical Center and RNs with the Geneso Union at Pocono as well. We also have RNs from Penn State Hershey Medical Center that are part of SEIU here with us. Now I would like to welcome special guests who have traveled 2,875 plus miles to be here with us today. Ethan and Deb Rue are SEIU members and work in hospitals at Kaiser in California. Why are they here? Well, we all know, Geisinger announced to our community over a year ago now that they were creating a new entity called Ryzen Healthcare that would be affiliated and is governed by Kaiser, which Geisinger has recently acquired a health system in North Carolina and is planning on merging with 3 or 4 more health systems all under Kaiser umbrella. Kaiser already serves 12.5 million patients and has over 230,000 employees, 75% of whom are union employees. Ethan and DeBrew are here today to not only share their support, but to help educate us on how things work at Kaiser for workers and how they should work here at Geisinger. Please give a warm NEPA round of applause to welcome our union brother and sister from California.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
My name's Ethan Ruskin. I'm a health educator. I've been working at Kaiser Permanente in San Jose Medical Center for 23 years now. And I want to take you on a short, brief history lesson about Kaiser. So back in the 90s, Kaiser was on the verge of bankruptcy, struggling financially, and of course, like all employers do, coming after our workers' benefits. In 1996, 26 local unions and 7 international unions, including SEIU, came together to form what is now called the Coalition of Kaiser Permanente Unions. Sorry, I can't speak. CKPU is what we call it. Why is that important? Because in 1997, we went to Kaiser and said we can either fight with each other or we can form a partnership. And we formed the longest lasting, most successful partnership in U.S. history between labor and management. And what that has meant for Kaiser is they went from the verge of bankruptcy to last year, they are expected to bring in over $100 billion in revenue in 1 year. And it's gone up and up in the last 25 years since the partnership began. Why is that important? Because it was also beneficial to our workers. We have fully employer paid healthcare benefits at Kaiser. Every coalition union from California, Oregon, Washington, Hawaii, Colorado, and the mid-Atlantic states, Maryland and Virginia. I want to make sure I don't miss any. And Georgia too. So Kaiser's a big organization, mostly in California with 12.5 million members. But why is this important here? Why did they create Ryzen and not just buy Geisinger outright? Because, thanks, Lauren. I put her there for that purpose. Well, the reason is simple. Part of our partnership agreement says that we have organizing rights and that any new union that's brought into a Kaiser region has the right to join with us in the coalition and bargain together. We bargain every 3-4 years together as a coalition with over 90,000 coalition union members. And guess what that means? We get better contracts, right? Because there's strength in numbers. So I'm here to tell you on behalf of the 90,000 coalition union members, the over 115,000 UHW members from the union I represent, we're here to support you guys, have your back. And not only that, but I just spoke with our president a couple hours ago with DeBrew here, and we are pledging $500,000 for strike benefits for your union if you go out. Because as labor, we got to stick together, right? We got to make sure we don't let them get away with trying to do an end run around our partnership, try to screw over workers like yourselves who deserve better benefits, better wages. And I will tell you, every coalition union has market-leading wages and benefits. And Lauren and Mary took us to dinner last night. I just want to say, talking to her about the benefits, frankly, it's depressing and it's ridiculous. And it needs to change. So we're here to back you guys up to make sure you get that change. Let me hand it off to the group.
Well, good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. My name is DeBrew Carthen. I am a lead radiologic technologist. I've been with Kaiser for 28 years. I started when I was 2. I also sit on the executive committee of SEIU UHW. What I'm here for today is to let you know that you are not alone. What I'm here for today is to let you know that an injury to one is an injury to all. United we stand, divided we beg. Kaiser is playing shell games, and we are smarter than 5th graders. We will not let them blindside us. We will not let them play with us. We will not let them not bargain fairly with you. We just had one of the biggest healthcare workers strike in California, in the United States history, because of unfair labor price practices at Kaiser Permanente. because of the short staffing, because of the games that Kaiser was trying to play with us. Geisinger might be the name, but Kaiser is the game. What we will not do, we will not let you play in our face. What we will not do, we will not let Kaiser act like they're not associated when we know that they put in the money to build Rising. That $500,000 that SEIU UHW has pledging, that's for, if you planned on 1 week strike, it's now a 2-week strike. If you planned on a 2-week strike, it is now a 3-week strike. Don't play with us, because we're not gonna play with you. Got Kaiser and Geyser. Do not play. Because you guys as nurses, you mean everything to your patients. You can't get quality care from nurses if we are not making quality wages. Longevity is the name of the game, and the way you attract the best, you must offer the best. I just heard my fellow sister talking about having a chronic condition. I am very transparent. I have lupus. I pay $5 for a 3-month prescription because I am Kaiser. Kaiser has bought Geyser. You deserve the same kind of care that I have. It is not okay. And please, on everything I love, don't make all 90,000 plus of us come here, because we will. We got a call at 7 a.m. to come here yesterday. We're here.
Yeah.
We don't play. SEIU UHW is about business, and you all deserve everything. You're everything. You deserve everything. Whether you're a new nurse or a nurse that's been here a long time, you guys deserve. We're not going to divide. We're not going to be separated, because at the end of the day, when they divide us, they win. At the end of the day, you are nurses. You went to school to get what you have. You mean everything. And I really need you guys to take that to heart. When it's time to strike, it's scary, but you got to stand 10 toes down in it and just do it. We did it. We did it. And we now have the best healthcare workers contract in the history of Kaiser Permanente. 21% across the board. The rock regions, which is Colorado and different areas, they used to not get what we got. We all have 5, 6, 6, 6. We all got the same thing. So when you stand together, you get things together. When you divide, you get things separately. And we're not going to do that. So I'm here to let you know we're supporting you. I'm excited to be here, and I look forward to hearing about that great contract that you all get.
Thank you very much. Can we give them another round of applause, please? Look, guys, I keep saying this, but this fight isn't just for our ends. It's really about our patients, our community, and our region. We are lucky to have someone today who is the voice for working people all across PA and who represents the federation of over 500,000 union members across PA and many right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. I would like to welcome Angela Ferrito, who is the president of the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO Federation of Labor Unions.
Okay. That's all right. Thank you. I am Angela Ferrito, and I'm the president of the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO. And I am here today on behalf of 700,000 of your brothers and sisters, because we know how important RNs are. Heck, I think everyone in the world has been cared for by an RN at one time or another. You are the heartbeat of our health systems.
You are vital to our communities, and you deserve respect, and you deserve to be compensated fairly. It should be common sense to Geisinger that investing in their workforce will actually help them too. They shouldn't want to pay for expensive traveling nurses or pay overtime. They should want to retain good nurses. They need to listen to you as a union on how to do this. I am hearing how all of you as RNs are struggling to afford your own health care. Some of you paying $700 a month, thousands of dollars in deductibles. It's like shopping at the company store back in the day of company mining towns, and it was wrong then, and it is wrong now. All working people, and healthcare workers especially, should have the right to affordable healthcare. Bargaining should look like unions and employers working together to solve challenges. But when employers like this aren't listening, when they aren't respecting their workers, then you have no choice but to stand up and fight back. This is important. It's important to our communities and to the patients that you all care for. And you aren't just fighting for yourselves. You're fighting for all healthcare workers and all working people. And the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO has your back. I hope that you can settle this contract this week without having to go on strike. But if not, just know that all 700,000 of your brothers and sisters have your back and will be back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Alicia from Action Together.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alicia Hoffman-Marilovich, and I'm the Executive Director of Action Together NEFA. 2 months ago, I stood with this same group of folks going into this contract negotiation, and I'm going to tell you the same thing I told them then. Without nurses like you, my husband wouldn't be with me today. You deserve the health care he received, if not better, for what you do every day. Action Together is here to stand with you. We believe in healthcare for all. We believe in unions, and we believe that we all deserve fair wages, fair health care, and that we deserve the access to those things as well. We will continue to fight with you. If you end up on a line, we will stand on that line with you. So just know that you have our support from our region, all 19 counties. Thank you.
I just want to give Alicia a special thank you for being there with us in November as well. Next, I would like to welcome to the stage one of the doctors from the ICU, Dr. Larry Matthews.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. It's a real honor to be asked to come here today. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is, oh, sorry, is that better? It's weird. I can hear it in like behind me. Okay. I'm Larry Matthews. I'm one of the intensive care doctors at Geisinger Wyoming Valley. And I work side by side with so many of the excellent nurses here in this audience today. Together, we provide care as a team for your loved ones and their families on the toughest days of their lives. I've been here for 4.5 years, through every wave of COVID, through all these hard, countless shifts, at night, and who's been there the entire time by my side? The nurses here in the audience, providing quality care at the bedside, providing safety for our patients, and providing them with dignity and compassion. In 10 years that I've been a doctor, I've learned a lot of stuff. The biggest truth that I've ever learned is that nurses are the foundation, they are the backbone, and they are the lifeblood of good quality health care at the bedside. Every time that I've saved someone's life or, helped ease someone's suffering, it's been the nurses that have actually made it happen. They've turned it into action. And we, healthcare, Geisinger, myself, the ICU, we cannot survive without our nurses. So right now, you guys are in a struggle that's older than this country, that is, it's as old as workers and bosses. You're fighting for fair compensation for the critical and difficult work that you do. You've sat down across the table in good faith and set forth a reasonable set of asks so that you can stay at the bedside and so that you can provide care for our patients and provide for your families. And instead, what have you been met with? People that don't live here, okay? People that have met your reasonable asks so far with dismissal, okay? And this denial of this otherwise overhyped allegiance that we have, or this acquisition, whatever you want to call it, by Kaiser and Ryzen and all the money that was allegedly coming with it. I think that it's quite honestly shameful. I think you guys deserve way more than you're asking, and you haven't even been met halfway so far. Sorry, didn't remember the next part. Hold on. Right. So every time I walk through our lobby, I pass by this poster. There's two of our nurses on the poster, and the poster proclaims them as heroes, and they are. Geisinger's keyword, okay, the whole crux of its mission, the word that they have on everything is caring, all right? An organization that really actually cared would treat its heroes fairly, okay? That's right. The nurses here are not some cog in a machine, okay? You can't just plug and play the experience, the warmth, the compassion, the critical thinking, and the intelligence of all of our SEIU members. And you cannot just go out and replace the excellence that I work with hand in hand every day in the ICU. I think the people that have been sent to negotiate against you in bad faith, in my opinion, okay, I have to say that it's my opinion, I think that they've made a really serious mistake, because I think that they have critically underestimated the strength and the will that you all have united and together. My advice, lean on each other, okay? Keep your heads up, believe that you are right, because you are, all right? And know that there is a whole lot more support behind you than people think. Unions built this society, and this one is going to prevail because it's doing the right thing, and so that it can provide safety and health for our families and for our community. Thank you very much for having me. Solidarity forever.
Be fair to those who care. 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 Be fair to those who care.
Thank you, Dr. Matthew. Next, I want to give a special thank you to some state representatives and state senators who wrote us letters of support. John Fetterman wrote us a letter of support, and Marty Flynn. Unfortunately, they can't be here today with us, but they did give us a letter of support, so thank you. Our next speaker I would like to come up is State Representative Eddie Day Pishinsky.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you hold that sign? Thank you. What a shame that we have to be here. What a shame that you have to be here after you've given such great care to those people that needed your help, that needed your love, that needed your kindness, that needed your education, so then you know what to do for them. What a shame. What a shame that that billion-dollar company can't find a way to pay you fairly. What a shame. Did I say billion-dollar company?
Yeah.
That's a lot. But it's not just 1 billion, it's many. I have to tell you a little story. First of all, I understand the importance of a union because I was a former teacher. And if it wasn't for the union, we wouldn't have got fair pay. As a matter of fact, Northeastern Pennsylvania is based on unions. Coal miners, seamstresses. If it wasn't for all of those unions, we wouldn't have the middle class. And you know what else we wouldn't have? We wouldn't have you. Because that money that helped bring up your families, your grandfathers, your grandfathers, your dad and your mom, to be able to have enough money so you could get an education and you could grow and become successful and do wonderful things. You see, right here in Northeastern PA, it's the perfect example of people who care, who have courage, who will fight for the right thing. And the right thing is fairness for you. You're not asking to become millionaires. You're just asking to be treated fairly so you can be able to support your family and not have to do a second or a third job. Your education is so important. But you know what else is? Your heart. Not everybody can be a nurse. Not everybody can be a doctor. It takes a special person to be able to have the patience, the love, to be able to deal with what you have to deal with every day. And if people haven't seen it, they don't understand. Your job is extremely important.
And it deserves better pay.
It deserves fair pay. And I'm using that word fair because I also want to tell you, when I heard that Kaiser was supposedly buying Geisinger, I was concerned. I made a call. to Geisinger. I was very concerned. You know why? Because I was proud of Geisinger. Geisinger started in Little Danville and built a beautiful system. Why do we need the other guys? They're doing great. They're expanding. How about General Hospital? Do you remember that when it was General Hospital? Everybody was born there. Fantastic care. Everybody loved it. Then the for-profit came in. What was that? Then the for-profit came in. What was that? Because it's not fair. Yes, they're investing money. Yes, they have a right to make money. Yes, they have a right to invest that money and build another hospital. But we're looking for fairness. They can't do it without you. They can't do it without you. And that wonderful doctor that spoke on your behalf, because he knows what it takes. He knows what it takes to be able to take care of all those patients with care and love. You should not have to be here. They should be at the table. I'm going to demand that they be at that table. And all of us, get it settled at that table for the goodness of your patients, for the goodness of you and your families, for the goodness of your doctors who are born with a gift to take care of people. Don't you ever forget that. Not everybody can be a nurse or a doctor. But I want you to remember, there's a couple words. First one is fair. You're asking for fairness. Am I right?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yes!
What do you want?
Fair!
What?
Fairness!
The next thing I'm going to tell you is you stick together. You stay united. When you are united, you have the power. You shouldn't have to use that. They should be using their common sense and their business metronome in order to make sure they pay you fairly. But for some reason, whoever's in charge, they haven't seen the light. And that light is they're not going to have the greatest nursing staff or doctors around here unless they treat you fairly. So fairness, second, unity, third. I want you to be flexible. Okay? I want you to negotiate in good faith, in honesty. And if you do that, you not only will get that contract, you're going to have everybody in Northeastern PA standing up for you, speaking out for you because you deserve it. It's my honor to serve as a state representative, and I have to represent everybody. So in a sense, I represent Geisinger. Guess what I'm going to tell them? I already told you. I expect them to treat you fairly. I expect them to come to your table. I expect them to sit down and work it out for the fairness and for goodness, not only for you, but for all those patients.
Yes.
Got it? Because I know those patients will be taken care of and loved if they have you when you're treated, so you don't have to worry about the things that you have to worry about now. It's my honor to be here with you. I stand with you. Fairness, unity, stay together, pride. Thank you.
Geisinger, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Geisinger, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Geisinger, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Geisinger, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side.
Next up, I would like to welcome Teresa Nero. She's also a member of the bargaining committee.
Hello, my name is Teresa Nero. I'm an operating nurse at the Healthplex in Pittston, a growing part of GWV. I've been a Geisinger RN for 10 years. I work in the outpatient OR, and we are now getting more and more cases that have previously been scheduled at the GWV in the main OR. We are our own campus, which means that we do not have the same ancillary staff that they have in the main OR. What that means for us is that we have to wear many hats. We play the role of RN, sometimes housekeeping. We have to pick our own cases and set up all our rooms to be ready for the next day. As I shared, the volume of care and level of care at our Healthplex is advancing. Like all our nurses, we work safely and quickly. It is an extremely demanding job. We are also our own campus, sitting away from our other facilities. We all see what happens in the world today. We know and remind management that violence against healthcare workers is on the rise across the nation. We have raised ideas and concrete steps in negotiations on how to make our facility more secure. Something as easy as having security personnel in our building from the time it opens until the last nurse leaves.
if Geisinger doesn't want to start to invest in us and listen to us and respect us. All nurses are welcome to come join our committee tomorrow in person in bargaining at the Holiday Inn, and we will get the Zoom link out. Management will be via Zoom tomorrow and in person on the 11th. For everyone else, we are asking you to call the Geisinger
Step to the front and get close up. Is that all right? Yeah, please. When I say nurses, you say united. Nurses! 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 When I say nurses, you say united. Nurses! Nurses! Whoa! All right.